Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today is going to be in response to a comment that I received on a video. Let me just read this and then we'll dive into the key points on this. And this comes from Steve, and it says, I have a question. I actually ran into my ex-narcissist in a parking lot. We were facing each other in our cars. She couldn't even get out of the car to say hello. Instead, she pulled out of her parking space and took off. Why would she leave like this? Okay, so there's a couple of reasons that this could happen. And the first thing you have to keep in mind is they live in an illusion. So whatever story that they're fabricating is what they believe. Now, keep in mind that the other way this also will play out sometimes is they'll be accusing you of all kinds of being abusive, and they're scared of you, and you pull up with each other like that, and they would absolutely come up to you, oh, hi, how are you, and act like nothing's wrong. So you can't take their actions to be really indicative of what they really think or who they really are. I'll tell you that drove me insane. There were early parts in this where, as I've mentioned in the past, she was saying that I was a piece of crap, that she was scared of me, she was afraid I was gonna, hurt everybody, hurt her, hurt the kids, hurt myself, the whole 9 yards. And then we would show up someplace and she would be nice as pie. Oh, sit here, oh, it's all fine. Not acting scared, not acting the way that you would expect someone to act with what they're saying. So Steve, in this situation, it really depends. It could be that, it's hard to say. It could be that she is trying to keep up the illusion, and in her mind you were scary and she's terrified of you, so she had to leave. It could be that she just hates you, she doesn't want to look at you, and she just wants to move. Keep in mind that in toxic divorces, you're not dealing with somebody that's rational, or that can put things behind them, or that can be mature and an adult. I'm sure we've all seen people who have been able to do that. They've separated, they've gotten a divorce, but they're able to really be amicable with their ex just even if you don't have kids, you can still be friendly, right? Everything doesn't always have to be this catastrophic mess. Keep in mind that a lot of times people who are in this state, who are in this emotional state, they can't rationalize, for whatever reason, they cannot look at it and rationalize and say, oh, okay, you know what, it just didn't work out, it's okay, we can still be mature adults about this isn't that big of a deal, and that's what you would expect, right? However, somebody who is in an emotional delayed state, or in an emotional state to where there has to be a reason, and it just not working out isn't a reason, then they have to make it a catastrophe. They have to be the victim, you have to be the abusers, there has to be good and evil, black and white type thinking, and there's no way around that. Let me pause for this plane to go by. And I can just say from my own personal experience, to be perfectly honest, in the early parts of this, if I would have done that same thing, if we would have pulled up at the same location someplace, I probably would have backed up and moved. Just because I didn't want to be around her. I was scared of what she would say. I did not want to be in any situation to where she could turn around and expand upon those abuse claims that she was trying to make it worse. So this then rolls into, I think, the really key point on this, and it's a problem I notice a lot within the narcissistic abuse recovery communities. And that is focusing so much attention on why the ex does what they do, trying to figure them out. It's really counterproductive. I completely understand why, because I did the exact same thing for a couple of years, because it's just really hurt my head trying to figure this stuff out. But ultimately, you have to just accept that they're flawed, that whatever, in this particular situation that Steve's talking about, whatever story that she's telling herself and all her friends, that's her reality. You can't figure it out. You can't rationalize with it. You can't sit there and have a conversation, although we would love to be able to do that and say, hey, look, this is stupid. Can we just stop this? We were together for a long time. This is ridiculous. Why can't we just be friendly? Why does it have to be this, us versus them mentality? The problem is that you can't really have that conversation with somebody who has this type of issue. And I mean, if you did, all they would do is they would allow them to get too close to you to basically abuse you again. So that's kind of incredibly unfortunate. But it's more important to accept what they are and then start working on yourself. Start building better boundaries for yourself. I mean, to the point to where you could say, you know what, if this person's going to be silly, I don't care. They can be silly. They can think whatever they want. I can't change their mind. It isn't, it's not based on reality, so you're not worried about how it makes you feel or how it looks to other people. You're like, that person is basically off their rocker. They can think whatever they want. They can talk to whoever they want. There's nothing I can do about it. And you focus on building better boundaries for yourself, healing whatever wound got you into this situation to accept this crazy behavior in the first place and take your life back. And I know that's not, I know for the most part, that's not really a popular message. I mean, I can see that with all the stats, on videos and different channels and stuff. But I really believe that you owe it to yourself to focus on rebuilding your life, to stop focusing on the narcissistic ex, stop focusing on the chaos that they're creating. I mean, I know there's only so much you can do when you have kids and you still have to interact with these people. But working to minimize and to make that effect or the effect that they have on your life as minimal as possible. And I know that it seems like in the beginning stages of this that is a incredibly difficult task. And it is. I mean, it is tough. I'm not going to downplay that and say, oh, it's super easy. It's barely an inconvenience. Just, just read this one book and watch these 3 videos and you'll be fine. God, wouldn't that be nice? But at the end of the day, you really do owe it to yourself to get your life back, to get away from this crap, to minimize the impact that they have on you, like I was saying, and start to rebuild. And, it's hurtful. With what Steve was saying in this, I've dealt with different scenarios like that. I mean, opposite a little bit because, at some points she would be like, I'm scared of you. Other points it would be like, I'm in charge of you. I mean, it's all about manipulation and control, and just don't give them the attention. And the sad part is it's really hard not to do, right? Because you run into a situation like this, like what Steve was talking about, and you're sitting there for hours or days later going, why? Why would they do that? Why would they just drive away like that? That doesn't make any sense. I've never done anything to them. I've never said anything to them. I've never threatened them. I'm not, it's like, why would you do that? And it's, it could be as simple as, we've all been in situations where there's people we don't want to be around. I've seen people before, I'm out and I'm like, oh crap, I don't really like that person. I don't want to talk to them. I don't want to engage with them. I don't want to do whatever. Now, the difference is in that situation is if you turn around and, Bill is right there, you'll be polite and go, oh, hey, Bill. And that's what you would expect the other person to do, right? You would expect them to go, oh, oh, hey, Bill, oh, you're shopping here too? Some stupid little comment, and then you move on. Another plane. Actually, 2 planes. And this is why I think that the absolute thinking topic, and I'll link a video in the card above on that, is really important, because when you start having questions like this and you're trying to figure out how behavior is, it's your best course of, or your best course of action would be just to go, personality disorder, borderline personality, NPD, whatever, whatever the one you think it probably is. That's what they have. That's why they're doing this. It's their own illusion, their own fantasy, and that's the answer. And I think when you can start doing that, it helps you to instantly give yourself an answer, and then it gives you that ability to where you can focus on other things instead of spending, like I said, I would spend days, sometimes weeks, just going around and around in a circle like, what? Why is this happening? Why is she saying this in court documents, but then she's acting like this in public, but then she's telling other people this, and it's like none of these stories mesh, and it doesn't make any sense. It's because it isn't going to make any sense. These people have issues. They can't get over it. They're stuck with it. And unfortunately, that's your reality. I'm here to tell you, 8 years, I know I've said this a lot, I've been dealing with this crap for 8 years. It's the same stuff. It's the same lack of communication, the same BS, the same crap, and it just isn't going to change. And like I've said in the past, I've finally just embraced, she wants to feel like I'm a bitter, angry person. Okay. It keeps things relatively calm and stable because she's not feeling like I'm getting away and starts, going out of her way to mess with my life. I don't know. Maybe at this stage she wouldn't even do that. I don't know. But it's like, I don't even want to, it's not even worth the risk. Stability in your own life, sanity in your own life, peace in your own life. That is the key. So Steve, I hope that helped. If it did, leave a comment down below. If anyone else has any other reasons they would like to throw out there to help Steve in this particular situation, please put those in the comments below. If you know somebody who could use this video, please share it with them. If you are one of the 54% of the people who watch the videos who haven't subscribed yet, please consider hitting the subscribe button, ringing the bell notification, because YouTube really counts those numbers and it actually means something. So, and it would help the channel out. So thank you for considering doing that, and I will chat with you on the next video. Take care. Bye.